Third grade, today we're going to go over our reading strategies. Our first strategy is reread. Now, why would we reread a text? We reread to check understanding, to make sure we know what happened. Okay, so if we think about the story yesterday, we read about those two kids helping the sea turtles by getting supplies to get rid of the oil and stuff like that. Okay, so stop and think about the text as you read. Are there new facts and ideas? Do they make sense? Reread to make sure you understand. So, do you understand why an oil spill is harmful to animals? Go back and reread. Maybe you're thinking, man, I don't quite remember why that oil was so harmful, but I can go and reread. When I reread, I can read that oil made it hard for sharks and dolphins to swim. The turtles were coated with oil and they struggled to move. So that can help me understand why that oil is so harmful to animals. Next, we're going to think about point of view. When we think about point of view, we're thinking about what does the author think about a topic. So, what does the author think about Olivia and Carter's work with animals? I can reread and look for details. So some of the details I found in the text were that Olivia and Carter recognized that turtles need help. Olivia and Carter collected supplies to help the turtles. Their plan was a huge success. So what does the author think about Olivia and Carter's work with animals? Well, using all these, I can say, well, their work was really important and it was really successful. All right. Moving on. Our next strategy is our genre, our expository text. This is an informational text that gives us information about a topic. So, expository texts give facts and information. It has headings and sidebars. Right? Headings, that's like saving the sea turtles here. It's normally bigger, sometimes it's a different color, but it has a heading to tell you what everything underneath it is going to be about. It includes text features such as maps, right? This map here gave a picture of an area. It showed where the kids were going to deliver those supplies in New Orleans. Our final strategy is our vocab strategy. Our vocab strategy is suffix. Now, the suffix is the end of a word. Remember, prefixes are the beginning of a word, suffix is the end of a word. So, in Kids to the Rescue, I can see this sentence, the harmful oil covered the sand. The word harmful has the suffix full. I know that full means full of, so harmful must mean full of harm. Okay? So think about these. Helpless. Helpless. Well, if you're less, or you're without it, so if you're helpless, you're without help. Thoughtful. That means full of thought, right? You think about something a really long time. Spotless means without a spot. Okay? Let's go ahead and get out our worksheet for today so that we can review some of these strategies with our text about some endangered jaguars. Let's start by getting our name on the top of our page. Today is November 3rd. You can write your date on the top. Follow along as I read. Feel free to underline any information that you think is important. Endangered. Notice that's one of those text headings. There are only about 15,000 jaguars left in the world. However, it's not hopeless because people are trying to change that. Threats to jaguars. The main threats to jaguars are humans. Human activities such as logging, mining, and farming leave less and less for the jaguars. This means less habitat and food. Sometimes jaguars feed on livestock, and ranchers respond by killing them. Helping the jaguars. Panthera is a wildlife organization that is helping the jaguars, as well as 38 other endangered big cat species. This organization partners with local communities, scientists, and governments around the world to protect these animals from the threats they face. In South America, Panthera is working with ranchers and local communities. They are training and educating locals on how to allow safe passage for jaguars. They are making a difference. Number 1. How do you know that this passage is expository? What information does it give you? Number 2, Reread the first paragraph. That's this one right here. How many jaguars are left in the world? Reread here. There are only about, right here, 15,000. So you'd write 15,000 right here. Number 3, reread the second paragraph. What human activities are threatening the jaguars? Well, I underlined those. Human activities such as logging, mining, and farming. Threaten jaguars. Notice my complete sentence, so I started with a capital letter, ended with a period. Number 4, give a detail from the text that shows that the author has a positive view of Panthera. What did they say right at the end? They said they are making a difference. So the author said Panthera is making a difference. Number 5. The suffix less means without. What does the word hopeless mean? Well, if less means without, hopeless means what? Without what? What's the first part of that word? And number 6, what is Panthera doing in South America to help jaguars survive? Reread the second to last paragraph, or the last paragraph here. Reread this paragraph to see what is Panthera doing. Number 6, what is Panthera doing in South America to help jaguars survive? When you're done, please put it in your Tuesday folder and mark it off of your weekly checklist.